Okay, we're going to show you how to do what I was talking about earlier. This is, for anybody else watching this, this is just how to edit line arts for bases. A lot of people post bases on DA, and a lot of people will do what I do and just have folders, as you can see here, and then they have the base lines. This line belongs to HellBound Territory group. Please do not take them. Do not assume that they can be shared. They are my personal lines. I may share them with other founders, but, you know, don't take this, please. I really don't want to see this distributed anywhere else. Okay, so if you have a base that you're working with, and you have an artist that does what I do and makes folders full of different crap to put on there, what you're gonna want to do is, okay, here's the basic lines. Maybe they have different tails or whatever. Sometimes people will put tails in a folder. But I'm going to take this one. This is the basic, most common line that they can have. If I want to edit in traits, this is what I do. Take this line, make sure you have it selected, make sure it's on, you can see it. Go up to Layer, copy the layer. Make one of those lines invisible. So just unclick the eyeball, whatever. Then you're going to take this line that you want to work with, set the opacity to, like, I don't know, 50, 70, 30. I usually use 30. Okay, you can bring this up so you can know where it is. Now go to your traits. Body specs. If I want one of these, I'm going to put that on. If I want a main, oops, that's not a main. That's a different type of main. Put that on. Let's see, yeah, right there. Stuff like that. You got fangs, whatever. For now, I'm just going to do the horns, because they can get the point across as to what I'm talking about whenever I'm saying to erase these lines. Okay, so I'm going to put these normal curled horns on, just like I did with the baseline down here. Make sure you have this selected, copy it. Make sure that one of the copies is invisible. Then take this layer out of the folder, just click it, and drag it down above the layer you're working with, right here. I'm going to go up here and close the folder. Now I have my horns showing, and you see my baselines are faded out. What you want to do, since you see the baselines here are poking through the horn traits, just go to your baseline, select it, go to the erase tool, there, zoom in if you have to, if it makes it a little easier, and just start erasing your baselines. Okay? You see what I'm doing here? Just erase the baselines. Make sure you don't get these, because these are still connected to the horns. Erase the baselines. Just make sure everything that's out of place is erased. These we're not going to worry about too much, because they're not necessarily spot on, but they're going to fold into the baselines that you can see. You see how it's gray? Okay, so at first glance it looks like there's nothing poking through the horns. Let's set the opacity of the baseline to 100% again. Then take your copy of those horn traits, merge them down, delete that layer, and if we zoom out, looks like there's nothing poking through the horns. Take your select tool, select outside, make sure you have all your gaps closed. Looks like I do. Do whatever you do to see selection. My computer's lagging. Invert. Computer's lagging, what the heck. And then you have a perfectly closed line. So you can just fill the color and just start doing random crap. And if you wanted to add more traits, then all you gotta do is make this thing an opacity layer again. Go up to, I don't know, main. Let's do a short main. Actually, no, that's too much work. Let's not work on that yet. Let's do the tail, short. Okay, layer copy. Set one of those copies to invisible. Drag this out so you can work with it. Come down here. Erase the lines you don't want to be there. Make sure you're having your baseline selected. Remember this, you don't want to erase the actual lines that you can see appear. Oops, see, I messed up a little bit. Erase those lines because they're showing. You don't want them to show. Now the main, some people will do this too. They won't connect the main exactly. So just erase some lines, maybe leave some of them there. Some people would rather just fill in where the fur ends with colors. That's what I do. But if you want to leave some lines for you to use to connect the tail fur and the other stuff, you know, that's entirely up to you. But I usually just leave them out, so I can just fill it in with color. Now, okay, now we know where the tail fur goes. Set the opacity back to 100%. Merge them. And if I did those lines correctly, we should have a perfectly, yep, I can select it perfectly, so just do whatever you do with selections. Sorry, my computer's lagging again. Invert it. And then we can fill it with, I don't know, let's make a white blue-ass creature. There we go. So that's how you would merge layers if you have a base that does this kind of stuff. I know it's probably a little bit of work on your behalf, but if you know your stuff, if you know how to work Sci, if you know how to work Photoshop, it's an easy task. And it's really nice if an artist connects them for you, but sometimes if an artist is nice enough to provide a base that, you know, has a lot of different traits and add-ons, it's a little, you know, it's a lot of work to connect to all that stuff. And we're not really as willing to give that up for free, or even for a cheaper price. You know, it's a little hard on us. It's a lot of work to do with all these combinations. I mean, that's, shoot, if you're good at math, you know that I have a lot of combinations here, and that's going to take me hours. So, you know, this is just an easy way to tell you how to do it. Hopefully you understood, and hopefully this helps out everybody else, including the people in this group. Thank you for watching.